Hello my Luminites, it is Ivy and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello. My name is Ivy, also known as Intuitive Ivy. I'm here on this channel. I am also the co-founder of an amazing spiritual business company called Unearthly Treasures, where we sell all kinds of things like earrings for those that dare to be unique and different, as well as candles that we are restocking, keychains, necklaces, spell jar necklaces, oils and sprays, and we are finally releasing mystery boxes. We're gonna have 3 tiers for them. We're gonna have like a small $30 tier, and then a $50 tier, and then a large $70 tier. So I'm so excited to be releasing that. I'm so excited. So if you guys wish to support us, go ahead and go on to unearthlytreasures.com. Again, that is unearthlytreasures.com. Anyway, hello, hi, my name is Ivy. This channel is all about the magical, the mystical, and the supernatural. Mondays are for the magical, Wednesdays are for the mystical, and Fridays are for the supernatural. Today is a magical day. We're going to be creating spell jars. So what are spell jars? Spell jars are basically used with the intention to they're basically a mix of like herbs, crystals, and other things that you can keep either under your bed, in your room, in your pocket, in your purse, in your backpack. They're basically supposed to do whatever its intention is. So if your intention is set for protection, that spell jar is supposed to protect you. If your intention is set for prosperity, it's supposed to make you more prosperous. Things like that. So we're going to create a basic, we're going to do a love one. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and get started. So there's different types of spell jars for different purposes. For today, we're going to make a love spell jar. So this is going to be what I'm using. So I'm going to show you the things that you will need to make a love spell jar. So the first thing that you're going to need is a glass vial, or it can be plastic, preferably glass though. So I got this one. You can get them anywhere, like the Dollar Tree sells them, Walmart sells them, Michael's sells them, or you can find them on Amazon even, or your local metaphysical store will probably have empty glass vial jars. This is just a small one. It's probably the size of my hand. You can get different jars of different sizes. You can get a small one, even a mason jar. Here, this one's much bigger, obviously. So you will need a vial, or of whatever size you prefer. You will need something to protect or cleanse your area. I am using my protection spray that I sell online on my website. If you buy them on my website, they don't look like this. This is just the first tester that we did, and I just kept it. So you can find my protection spray on my website, or you can use a sage alternative. You are going to need a lighter for your candle. So it's just a Leo lighter because it's my sun sign. You will need a pink wax candle. So why a pink wax candle? Pink wax actually brings forth feelings of love, tenderness, caring, friendship, and romance. So that's why we're using the pink wax. You're going to need an oil of your choice. You can use rose or lavender. I'm using just lavender just because it's the first thing that I found. Lavender helps promote feelings of love and happiness. You're going to need your dry herbs. So the first thing you're going to need is some dry rose petals. This one, you can get them at any metaphysical shop. You can even like dry your own roses and make your own dried rose petals fresh from your garden. The rose herbs actually help attract others and makes you feel more desirable. So that's why we're using rose. Rose is literally the flower of love and beauty. It's also Aphrodite's flower, so that's why rose is very important in this concoction for love. Next herb that you're going to need is lavender. So again, like I said, lavender promotes love and happiness, so that's why we're using lavender, dry lavender for this. You're also going to need crystals. The crystal you're going to need is rose quartz. So I have a few little pieces of rose quartz here. Again, you can get them at any spiritual shop, metaphysical shop, online, or in store. Next thing you're going to need is a piece of paper. I'm using parchment paper. So it looks like this. I like to use parchment paper because it's something that I really enjoy, because this is something that's like historically, this is what like witches would use in the olden days. Anytime I'm doing anything with any sort of magic, I like to use parchment paper. Parchment paper is optional, of course. You can use like regular paper, but I prefer parchment paper whenever I do any sort of magical intention work. That way, like, my mindset on like, okay, this is parchment paper, we're doing something magical today. You're going to need a pen of your choice. The pen that I have, this is my intention pen. It's full of like clear quartz in here. So every time I write with this, I write with intention. So I'm going to be using this pen, but any pen again that you prefer. You're going to need a plate or something to put your jar on, because the wax is going to get everywhere and you don't want it getting on your surface area, whatever that may be. So preferably like a paper plate or anything that you don't mind ruining, because it's gonna be a little messy here. And then the last thing that you're gonna need, and this is optional, is moon water. So moon water, the reason you can use, like, they have solar water too, like where you like let it charge in the sun, but I prefer moon water because moon water is, you know, the moon is associated with feelings and emotions. So moon water is going to help enhance any sort of spell. I mean, that's what it does. Moon water is an enhancer. So preferably use full moon water, because full moon water is the time for manifesting. So anything with the full moon, because it's at its most powerful, is going to be for manifesting. The time that you should make a spell jar necklace is going to be during the full moon. During the full moon is the time when things start to manifest. So that's why it's a really good time to work on love spells. Also, during the first quarter is also a time when you're going to start to appreciate the fruits of your labor. So it's the perfect time to make spells for love and self-love. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is spray your area. So this protection spray is with the intention to protect me against any low vibration. We want to keep our spell clean and in the highest vibration that it possibly can. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is put our plate down, because we want to put our plate down. And then we're going to take our vial and then we're going to open it up. That simple. We're going to start with our crystals. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to put one, because I use these crystals for our candles. So I'm going to put one crystal here, but you can put as many as you'd like. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take some dry rose petals. So these dry rose petals are from the Kay's Magic Apothecary. So taking those and just putting them in. Putting in as many as your heart's desire. Like I said, rose I feel like is the most amazing herb that you can use in any spell jar, because rose is literally the herb or the flower of Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, and that's what we're invoking. That's our magical intention with this spell jar. So putting in as much rose as you want. I filled it up about halfway with my rose. Okay, so lavender, like I said before, is the herb that is for not just love but happiness as well. So we're going to put some of the lavender in there. So make sure that whenever, like as soon as you start working on this, that your intention for this, think of your intention, make it clearly like, my intention for this is to enhance self-love. My intention for this is to increase romance. My intention for this is to become more desirable. My intention for this is to increase the love in my life, bring it forth, and make sure that you keep it in mind throughout the whole process that you're making this spell jar. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our parchment paper, or your piece of any kind of paper. Like I said, I prefer to use parchment paper. And again, thinking that we're still thinking that intention. Oops. We're still thinking that intention that, you know, I am desirable, I want self-love, I want romance, whatever it may be. I'm going to take just a small piece. You don't have to take a big old piece. So I'm just going to take a small piece and I'm going to draw my sigil. So this is the sigil that you'll be drawing. This sigil signifies I am desirable. So we're going to be making this sigil here. So we're just going to be copying that onto our piece of parchment paper. So this signifies I am desirable. And we're going to go ahead and roll it up. Okay, so now we're going to open up our oil. So we're going to put just a few drops in there. So again, I want to be happy in my love life and my romance and my self-acceptance. Thinking that or saying it out loud, closing it up. Right, so this is where things get messy. So I'm going to be using a funnel to fill my jar with moon water. So you can stick your funnel in there. If you don't have a funnel, preferably maybe just put it in something a little more narrower to get it in there. So again, setting the intention and then filling it up. Ooh, it's still got all over the place. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and close it up. And then we want to dry the jar a little bit, so you can use like paper towels or anything like that, because we're going to have to seal it with wax. Like I said, the moon water is optional. Most of my spell jar, like the spell jar necklaces that I sell on my website, I do not put moon water. Just for this one, I put moon water. So you can close it up like tightly, so press it with your thumb to push it in there as much as you can. That way we can seal it with the wax. Once you've got that, we're going to go ahead and light our candle. Including the wax sides. And then we're just going to let it drip onto our spell jar. So here you have it. Here is your spell jar complete. For this one, I decided to add moon water just in case you wanted to add that little enhancement touch to it. But you can always put it by the windowsill where the moon can hit it to increase the intention of manifestation. So anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And also I launched my podcast, which you can check out down in the link below. It's called the Woo Woo Podcast, a podcast for the spiritually open-minded, where we talk about all things different, taboo, occult, paranormal, and, well, woo-woo. So anyways, you guys, that is all. That is how you make a love spell jar. Also, if you guys want it in like a necklace form where you can have it all the time on you, I do sell them on my website for only $12 at unearthlytreasures.com. So if you wanted to go ahead and check out our necklaces, our spell jar necklaces, check us out at unearthlytreasures.com. Anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And also, I started a podcast called the Woo Woo Podcast that I will link down below as well. So, okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.